My name is Magnus, and this is.
Kiki.
Hi, I'm Tori. I'm here with.
Galley.
Miss Prismich.
Okay. So, recently there has been talk that the government wants to ban TikTok, a very famous social media app.
So, how do you feel about TikTok getting banned?
Speaking as a parent, just to be able to add more safeguards to it, like I'm not necessarily okay with it being banned, but I do wish that there were more safeguards for it. As an administrator, I wish that students would know that TikTok can also be used as more of a tool than just for entertainment purposes, because I myself use it a lot just to figure out certain things that I like to do, whether it's construction, building things, power tools, cooking, a lot of different things. So I kind of favor it as far as privacy reasons go. I wish that our government would actually be able to add more safeguards for that, because technology and cybersecurity really, it's not going anywhere other than to the future. But as a person who craves knowledge and experience, it's kind of disheartening. It limits my freedom to be able to go and learn from other people that I normally wouldn't have access to.
Honestly, I don't really feel a certain type of way about it, just because social media can be very addictive and you can become very dependent on it.
I think it's a bit of overkill. I think that a complete ban, I feel like there's more use of our government's time to do that, and maybe reformatting it, having the company do that.
Do you think we as human misuse TikTok?
I think yes. Just even from the school population and things that I've seen the student body post, I feel like that there needs to be more caution with regards to how TikTok and other social media sites are being used, simply for the fact that this affects you guys' future more than anything. We've seen multiple examples of people being canceled or banned, blackballed, and fired from their professions just because of things that they post, because they feel like that they do have the free liberty to say or do things that are wildly inappropriate, versus taking everyone into account and respect for everybody into account, and just kind of keeping it civilized. So I would never push for violence. I would never push for bullying, among other things, discrimination or racist practice. But at the same time, I do push for love of your fellow man and knowledge. And that's what I wish that it was more so used for than the negative aspects of it. There are positive aspects to it.
In some ways, I think we do, just because there can be a lot of misinformation on TikTok, but there's also very good things too, like a lot of businesses.
I think it can be used in many, many ways, however a person sees fit. I think that's kind of the good thing about TikToks. You're looking at something educational, and then all of a sudden you're looking at a dance routine, right? And I don't think any of that's bad per se. I think there's issues with people who post videos of children on there without consent, whether it's their own children or children of other people. So that can always be an issue, because there's always nefarious people out there who will save videos and whatever they want to do. But I don't think it's misused. I think it's used maybe inappropriately at times, like in the classroom when you're not supposed to be using it. But it's not being misused in general.
Are you with the idea of TikTok getting banned?
Not necessarily so. I feel like that's very limiting to people's freedom as a whole. I feel like that it's a constitutional right that we all should have. But in the regards of just completely banning something is the equivalence of saying that I'm not allowed to do or say something. Like, you can't limit people like that. It tends to be a very radical idea, and it's a very steep slope to go down when it comes down to control of a country. So
I'm not against it. I think it's just there, TikTok is just another platform.
Do you think kids should be using TikTok?
Yes and no, up to a certain age. just because there are things that that are not safeguarded on TikTok. And even if they were, I was a child once. I got into things that I wasn't supposed to get into. I think it's very much so what your parents say and what they allow and how they raise their children. So I can't say one way or the other if kiddos should use TikToks. It's just in the way of how they use TikTok.
Do you think that they're actually going to ban it, or that's just speculation?
I think it's just speculation. I don't think it's actually going to go away.
Same, because that's been a thing that they've been saying for years now.
Sadly, I think it's a possibility. A lot of members of our Congress, both in the House and the Senate, are on the older end, and they don't use the app. I don't think they care to use the app, and I don't think they understand it. And so anytime they hear that China might be involved, I think that's like a trigger word for them. And so they're just like, oh my God, we have to get rid of it, have to get it off our phones. And so I think there's a lot of ignorance amongst our members of Congress. And so I think it's going to happen.
Also, fun fact, they did ban it in a couple of places already. Okay, so for the final question, are you with it getting banned, or do you disagree with it?
Oh, I absolutely disagree with it being banned. I think that's government overreach. I don't think that is the job of our government right now. I feel like we have a lot of things in our country to deal with, and TikTok should not be on the top of that list right now. Yeah.
Completely agree.